The UK and Europe recently experienced some of the hottest temperatures they've ever recorded in their history. Here to talk a little bit more about that and add some perspective for us is UK Met Office meteorologist Clare Nasir.
Of course. Well, the drama really began about 2 weeks ago when we saw computer models indicating that temperatures around the 18th and 19th of July could peak in excess of 40 degrees Celsius, something we've never ever recorded in the UK. Now, they were what we define as outliers, but certainly great concern because the highest temperature we've ever recorded was around 38.7 degrees Celsius a few years ago. But slowly there was a real consistency in the weather computer models, so much so 6 days before the event, the Met Office, the UK Met Office, issued an amber warning for extreme heat, which then got upgraded to a red warning through the weekend. And then bang, on Monday morning, the heat absolutely engulfed most of the country. And the perspective is that we've been looking at what's been happening across the near continent. So we're not too far away from France. Further south, we've got Portugal and Spain, and to the south of that, North Africa. And this air, which we inherited, came from North Africa, moved its way northward. And in fact, Spain and Portugal have had a really rough time with wildfires and temperatures in excess of 47 degrees Celsius. So that's 116.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Unbelievable heat. Now, that heat has migrated north. We've seen wildfires across France, a red alert in France through the early part of the week. And that's eventually when we saw this sort of heat dome just hit us through Sunday last week and into the early part of this week.
And can you tell us a little bit more about why this particular amount of heat, or why this amount of heat is so dangerous for areas around the UK? I mean, infrastructure, and what is the lingering impact of seeing a heat wave like this?
Here in the UK, we expect temperatures to hover around 24, 28 degrees Celsius into the low 80s Fahrenheit. That's comfortable for us, and our infrastructure can cope with that type of heat. When temperatures soar higher than that, then we do have impacts not only for health, but also on the rails. The railway lines are Victorian, although a lot of them have been updated. Any temperature above around 30 degrees, you get some buckling. So from past heat waves, we know that there are widespread impacts in terms of people, in wildlife, biodiversity, and also on the roads, rails, and airports. So when you see in the forecast temperatures coming in excess of that by a good couple of degrees, alarm bells ring. And that's the reason why we issued our red warning for extreme heat, the first one we've ever issued. And in fact, it actually just transpired like that through the weekend. The temperatures slowly rose. And then, incredibly, before midday on Monday, the 18th, no, should I say, Tuesday, the 19th of July, the record was smashed before midday, which is unbelievable. So in the morning, we saw a temperature higher than we've ever recorded in the UK, in London, and then about 50, 60 miles north. By the end of the day, that record had been broken about 28 times around the country. So this was a widespread heat event. And then eventually temperatures peaked above 40 degrees. So this is a hike of about 1.6 degrees of heat, which is unprecedented. Normally, when we see records broken, it's tenths of a degree, not degrees in itself. So it's been an extraordinary few days, and something where not only have we seen people really suffer with the heat, and we haven't got the stats yet of how bad that's been, but we've seen a number of wildfires. In fact, across London, the London Fire Brigade saw more call outs than they have done since World War II. So that you can see the extent of the impacts across the country.